All right, moving right along, we now move to the nightcap of the Sunday action with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Steelers 9-7-1, the Chiefs 12-5. These teams met just about 4 weeks ago. The Chiefs won that one big, 36-10, as the Steelers were in that type of thing where they didn't play a first half. We've seen that quite a few times. Patrick Mahomes, 23 of 30, 258 yards and 3 touchdowns. Big Ben, 23 of 35, 159 yards, touchdown and a pick. Despite that, the Steelers did win 3 of their last 4 to make the playoffs, aided by that Jacksonville Jaguars win over the Indianapolis Colts. And the Chiefs won 9 of their last 10 after a pretty rough 3-4 start. And the Big Ben retirement thing, Drink, at this point, we can't get rid of him. Can he extend that retirement party another week, or do the Chiefs take care of business?
Nah, man. This is my upset here. This is my upset alert. I mean, I got it. The last segment was considered an upset because the 49ers on the road, but like you said, it's 3 points. Vegas, that's kind of a toss-up. This one, at 12.5, this would be a clear upset. I don't think nobody mentioned, like, oh, no, that's not an upset. So I think this is an upset, man. I'm right with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and try to give you the X's and O's why I think they win. I think they simply win because they want it more. I think they come in here with a game plan that we yet to see. And I think Big Ben comes out here playing out of his mind because this is the last hurrah. And I think Pittsburgh try to get this win for their quarterback to send them off and the right way. Now, I know you probably know that saying, well, hell, if they was trying to get him to win more during the season, you know what I'm saying, they would have been a better team. And I understand that. However, the playoffs is different. It just brings a different ambiance, a different aura to teams when you get there. Because you know it's one and done. This ain't week 13 playing the Jaguars. This is like, we go in here, either we win or we go home. And I think Pittsburgh going to come out here and try to get it done. I'll tell you, I really think Mike Tomlin get them locked in. Big Ben, hey, he get them the best effort he can give them. And I think they try to get him a win. My biggest thing with Kansas City is this. The one thing about the Steelers is that defense is for real. They got all pros all over that defense, right? And I know this team that played one game already. And, listen, I don't know what the hell the Steelers was doing at that time. But now with the news I'm hearing with Tyreek Hill, for example, Tyreek Hill may not play. I think that's going to hurt them more than it did the first time. Because Travis Kelce don't seem right to me for some reason. Josh Gordon been a no-show, I should say, since he got on the team. I'm not confident in Miko Hardman. He could make a few catches, but he's not a game changer to me. The other guys, Robinson, et cetera, I don't know. I'm not impressed. Edwards Hilaire not playing in this game, so Damian Williams will get the burn. That's probably a trade-off. I don't think it's a gap that big between Edwards Hilaire and
Darrell Williams
Damian
played really well
at
for
this
him.
point right now in their careers. So I take that as chalk, I guess. But my problem is when Mahomes has played with this magic, right, of the game that we like to reference, we scored 28 points in one quarter. First of all, the teams was the offense was fully healthy. And it was the defense that put them in that hole. Right now, I can say it's the defense that's going to keep them afloat until they figure out what they're going to do on offense. And I think the Steelers' defense can do enough to get Mahomes off kilt. And I don't know, man. I just don't see Kansas City looking like Kansas City in this game without Tyreek. I just don't. It's just my bodily feeling here that they're gonna come out here, stink up the joint, and the Steelers gonna get the upset for some reason. But with that said, like I said, I don't have the X's and O reasons behind it. I just feel like the Steelers will get this win for Big Ben, and that's my upset. As far as this weekend go, the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, for what it's worth, as of 3 hours ago via NBC Sports, they've got Tyreek Hill expected to play in this one. But I mean, Will he be this? Will he look like Tyreek Hill? He only had 2 catches for 19 yards in the first meeting. Travis Kelce, I agree. I think it was ever since he had COVID. I don't think he's looked quite the same. So will that be a factor? Because we know those are the two weapons for Kansas City. Everybody else is a supplemental piece, and you named them: Marcus Robinson, Nicole Hardman, Josh Gordon, Byron Pringle. Daryl Williams. The list goes on and on. It's not as star-studded a team. It feels like as it was a couple of years ago on offense. And even up, with the offensive line, you talk about, an Eric Fisher or a Mitchell Schwartz, those guys. It's not the same. And Kansas City's offense the entire year has, they've had flashes. They beat the everlasting, out of the Raiders twice. I want to say it was 83-24 combined, something along those lines. That is neither here nor there at this time. But Pittsburgh, they to be in this game, they cannot come out, with some piss poor first half to where they get down by 20 points. Because if they get down by 20 points,
right.
Big Ben got all the love and respect for him in the world. I was on the show last week. I think it was that when I did that show with Cody, and just we did a little appreciation segment because we thought it was coming to a close. But now we still here, and we should, I guess, held off for a little bit. But I've watched this guy's career from start to finish, and we just know he is not the same. But what we do know is for Pittsburgh to have a chance to upset the apple cart in this one, the team has to play inspired around him. And we've seen things like this before. You've seen 2 iterations of this in Denver when a team rallied around John Elway, who John Elway could still play at that time. But he was buffered by, an excellent defense, Terrell Davis and all the other guys. And we know Peyton Manning was absolutely not himself in 2015 when that defense carried him to a Super Bowl. So that's what it's going to come down to. If the Steelers going to get out here and go on a run, the stars got to be stars. You talked about all pros, and the Steelers got 2 of them on their defense, and Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt. And I swear, T.J. Watt, you talk about 22.5 sacks this year, he got 0 so far in 2 playoff games. That has to get turned around. T.J. Watt has to dominate when the Steelers are on defense. And Cam Hayward, him and those interior guys, they can't be letting Daryl Williams run the ball. Like there can be none of that. Because if Daryl Williams out here running the ball, then that's only going to make it easier for Patrick Mahomes. And you just gotta, for the Steelers to have a chance, not only T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward, but Minka Fitzpatrick. You got to feel like he's got to make a splash play or 2 in this game. Devin Bush, we got to see a first round effort from Devin Bush. We got to see Joe Hayden come up with some big plays. Those guys have to be great. And I think Najee Harris, who got banged up last week, he's questionable. He has to play, and he has to play great. And that offensive line has to block for him in open holes. They have to push that Chiefs front backwards because the Steelers are another team. They cannot afford to get behind the sticks because if they do, the Chiefs do have the pass rushers to get after them. And I think in this type of game, that offensive line, I think they've gotten better. We've talked about this a lot this year, but I think the Chiefs' defensive line in pass rush situations, they're going to have the advantage. So Najee Harris, sprinkle in a little Benny Snell, they got to get it going for Big Ben to be in short, manageable situations. In the end, I think there is a formula, and I think this would be a real feel-good story if Pittsburgh was to win it. I know I'll be rooting for them, but it feels like too tall of a task. Kansas City's defense has been very good, since that 3-4 start. They've had moments where they've looked great, and that's been Steve Spagnuolo's calling card ever since he came over there. Their defense starts slow. They don't look like they have a clue what they're doing, and then all of a sudden, like, oh man, here come the Chiefs defense. They all of a sudden figured it out, and I think the Chiefs defense you almost feel a little bit more comfortable with them. The Chiefs offense just been so inconsistent up and down. Patrick Mahomes has not had the year we thought of had. He's still been very good, but nobody's talking about Patrick Mahomes in the MVP conversations. That tells you a lot because I still think we would say he's the best quarterback in football. But I think, in the end, I think it's too much to ask. I think it's almost like Philadelphia. I think it's too much to ask Philadelphia to beat Tampa Bay. I think it's too much to ask Pittsburgh to beat Kansas City, and I think Kansas City will win this one by 2 touchdowns.